This is 7 News Good Morning Fort Sill.
Good morning and thanks for tuning in to another round of military news here on this Wednesday.
Well, Kyle, we have a pretty good show this morning, but let's first take a look at the PT forecast. Ulysses, still we're in middle of November. I see mid-50s right there on the chart. When's it going to cool off?
Well, Dan and Kyle, we're actually going to start cooling down as we make our way, later on this week, going into next week. But in the meantime, though, we're still kind of hanging on to the warmth here. And really today is kind of like the last day we kind of hang on to the very seasonably warm temperatures across the area. 55 degrees here at Fort Sill for your morning PT forecast. We'll still have one really relatively warm morning, and that's going to be tomorrow morning. But at least when it comes to the afternoons, today's really the last day of that. We'll see our forecast here in the 50s throughout today, warming up into the 60s already by 9 a.m. But as we look at your almanac here, we made our way to 80 degrees, just shy of the record, which was 82. Normally we're at 63 degrees. You can see, though, an above average day across the boards. And when it comes to the view right now in our Comanche Red River Hotel Casino Tower Cam, we're dealing with just quiet conditions, but a good amount of cloud cover is expected throughout today. We even start introducing the chance for a few showers by the time we make our way towards this afternoon and into this evening. Still in a very straight, isolated end, but we'll see it ramp up tonight, and we'll talk about the chance for even maybe the chance for some stronger storms later on throughout the show.
Oklahoma Congressman Tom Cole has announced the names of the 2026 Service Academy nominees from the 4th District.
The nominees will be considered for a full offer appointment to the U.S. Air Force Academy, West Point, the Naval Academy, or the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Applicants are evaluated for academic performance and standing, including class rank, SAT or ACT scores, school records, and several other factors.
So it's always pretty cool, rigorous application process, but taking a look at who made the list this year are Julian Chestnut from Rush Springs
Juliana Chestnut
I'm sorry,
from Rush
yes.
Springs.
I apologize there. Juliana Chestnut from Rush Springs High School, who has been nominated for multiple academies, so Air Force Academy, Naval Academy, and West Point.
Braden Evans from MacArthur received a nod for the Air Force Academy. Christopher Hills from Lawton High was nominated for the Air Force Academy and the Naval Academy.
Representative Cole congratulated all the nominees, saying, quote, "I am honored to recommend these distinguished young men and women from the 4th District for appointment to one of our nation's esteemed military academies. They are truly so impressive, and regardless of what path they end up taking, I am sure that each one of them will have a bright futures ahead of them."
Just really cool. We've got a number of local kids hopefully headed out to some great military careers. Well, a number of organizations came together to host a homeless veteran outreach event in Lawton yesterday.
That's right. They were able to connect homeless veterans with the support and services that they need, including food, housing referrals, health screenings, and more. The surge was held as part of a national initiative to care for unsheltered veterans.
So we're a federal grant to identify veterans who are unsheltered and just bring them back within the umbrella of the benefits that they've deserved, including housing. At the end of the day, every veteran deserves a safe place. Every veteran deserves a home.
Now, the surge event did yield positive results. Organizers say that they were able to house 3 veterans at the Veterans Resource Center, place at least 4 others in hotels, and screen 9 for benefits and services. And the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic at Red Rock marked a 5th anniversary with a special community event yesterday.
It included a ribbon cutting and open house. The facility offers a number of services to veterans and their families, giving people access to confidential mental health therapy and case management, something the clinic is happy to provide the Lawton Fort Sill community.
We've seen about 2,000 clients just in this clinic across the whole state, and we are just celebrating that. This team, we are full of heart for this mission, and it has been a joy and an honor to try to support people on their healing journey, strengthen families, and provide the care that they deserve.
The clinic also recognized local business leader Brenda Spencer-Ragland with an Impact Award for her tireless support of veterans and the military community. And one of Food Network's top cooks in the nation made a stop at the USO on Fort Sill yesterday. Soldiers from the 75th Field Artillery Brigade took part in an instructional engagement with Chef Mike Castaneda.
Castaneda is a former service member who has gone on to an impressive culinary career. Castaneda was once stationed at Fort Sill, so this was a homecoming of sorts and a chance to share his skills with the current culinary specialists on post.
Even coming into air defense here, I tried to get on the culinary team, but obviously it's kind of limited to, people in the food industry. But yeah, I've been here 3 years, and I went through my Food Network experience. I went through being a food writer for other companies. Even after and during my military, I would come back to Fort Sill and I would do pop-ups at different restaurants and just do different things in the community. So after being gone for 10 years, it's been pretty amazing to come back and kind of see the old stomping grounds and see like what's different and the things that are still the same.
Now, the event served to showcase military food service readiness, strengthen partnerships across services, and demonstrate the Army's commitment to providing high-quality, nutritious meals.
The 434th Field Artillery Brigade is inviting the Lawton Fort Sill community to sign up for their Adopt a Soldier program.
So the annual event allows trainees who aren't able to travel home for the holidays the ability to celebrate the season. The program is open to all active duty personnel, Reserve, National Guard, civilians, and retirees. To be eligible, you must submit an application.
The deadline for applications is next Friday, November 28th. For more information, you can contact the number on your screen, or you can just go ahead and scan the QR code. Well, Fort Sill is inviting the public to come out Friday for a festive afternoon full of holiday cheer with a traditional German Christmas market this weekend.
And the market will run from 3 to 8 p.m. on Friday at the Patriot Club. Now, that was a location change. It was previously scheduled for the OPQ, but Patriot Club, there'll be plenty of goodies to buy, food trucks, and much more. You can even get a photo with Santa Claus. The event will be capped off with a tree lighting ceremony at 5:30. It's open to the public, but you must have a real ID to get on post. The 97th Operations Support Squadron at Altus Air Force Base has launched a groundbreaking drone program that will revolutionize the recovery of parachutes that are used in airdrops.
The technology provides a significant improvement in efficiency and speed at finding downed parachutes. Now, swift drone recovery minimizes losses and protects taxpayer dollars.
Now, the drones can also be used in vehicle operations, nighttime operations, facility inspections, and much more.
And Altus Air Force Base is calling all Who's to take part in a rendition of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. If you're interested in the Dr. Seuss classic, stop by the Freedom Community Center tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. All ages are welcome. And the 82nd Force Support Squadron on Shepherd Air Force Base has published their Thanksgiving holiday hours. Most facilities will have normal hours on Wednesday, November 26th, but a majority of them will be closed on Thanksgiving.
The North Pole, or the North Pole. I'm thinking Santa Claus there. There you go. Holiday hours. North Bowling Center, Shepherd Annex, and Afterburner Club are a few of the facilities that will be open during the holiday, as well as the Mesquite and Tumbleweed dining facilities. However, the Sagebrush facility will be closed. For a comprehensive list of what's open over the Thanksgiving holiday, you can visit the 82nd FSS's Facebook page. And the Shepherd Military and Family Readiness Group is hosting an event for both new and experienced parents to obtain more information about their Bundles of Joy next month. Bundles for Babies is scheduled for Wednesday, December 3rd at the MFRC from 8 a.m. until 11:30.
There will be briefings from TRICARE, nutritionists, WIC, and more. Participants will get handmade baskets full of baby essentials and a $150 gift card from the Air Force Aid Society. To sign up, you can call the number on your screen.
Well, War Secretary Pete Hegseth made a visit to DARPA to inspect a new program that allows remote flying of helicopters. How that will revolutionize how our warfighters approach the battlefield is coming up after the break.
This 7 News broadcast is sponsored by Southwest Buick GMC. When the workday is wrapping up and you're ready to start your evening, get your news first. The first look at what's happening in your community.
First responders in Jefferson County worked to extinguish a semi-truck fire.
Your first look at weather approaching Texoma.
We're just going to see dry conditions, mostly sunny skies.
And your first glimpse of impacts for your day ahead.
A new scholarship program is coming to Oklahoma State.
You can even watch on the 7 News app from wherever you are.
Right now I'm here at 2nd and F.
Don't wait to see the news that affects you. Know first with 7 News at 4 p.m. Here's your first alert forecast with meteorologist Ulysses Garcia.
Welcome back, everyone. Looking at our Jackson County Memorial Hospital tower cam analysis, and overall we're dealing with quiet conditions here, but we have seen the clouds kind of increasing throughout the day yesterday, and that's kind of continuing throughout the day. So we'll deal with considerable cloudiness across the area. Temperatures right now mostly in the 50s, 55 right now in Lawton, 53 in Altus, 45 in Elk City, 48 in Chickasha, 59 in Bowie, 61 Duncan, 54 at the Falls, 49 in Paducah. So our system is still off towards the west, but we're already dealing with the cloud cover already making its way through parts of Oklahoma, but already showers already making their way to the western portion of the Texas and into parts of New Mexico. So as we go throughout today, we'll have things mostly quiet, but by the afternoon hours, we could start introducing a stray shower or thunderstorm, but really a better opportunity begins to arrive as we go into the evening hours, continuing throughout the overnight hours into your Thursday morning. And that's going to continue here throughout the day, on and off showers across the area, even as we make our way into the afternoon. And by the time we make our way into the evening, that's when we'll deal with the last dosage of rainfall across the area before things begin to clear out as we go into your Friday morning. Now, for today, though, and actually tonight, really, the level 1 isolated strong to severe storm is possible. The concerns here, 60-mile-an-hour winds and up to ping-pong ball size hail from 5 to 10 p.m. As we look into your Wednesday as well, when it comes to flash flood, we have a level 1 down for our eastern and southeastern communities. And then for tomorrow, pretty much the entire region is under marginal risk. For your PT forecast, we're going to have it in the 50s here at Fort Sill throughout the morning hours, warming up to 60 by the late morning. And today we'll make our way up to 77 degrees. Stray shower or storm this afternoon out of the northeast to southerly winds at 0 to 10 miles an hour.
Major General John Rafferty Jr. is nominated for appointment to the grade of Lieutenant General.
As a colonel stationed here at Fort Sill, Rafferty served as the director of the Long Range Precision Fires cross-functional team for nearly 4 years. In that position, he was promoted to brigadier general and subsequently major general prior to his departure.
Upon confirmation by the Senate, Rafferty will be appointed to the grade of lieutenant general with an assignment as the commanding general of U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command, U.S. Army Forces Strategic Command at Redstone Arsenal, Alabama. The Army has named multiple U.S. installations that could receive nuclear microreactors as the service looks to the technology for increased and more resilient power production on its installations.
Some of the posts that were nominated include Fort Benning, Fort Bragg, Fort Drum, Fort Hood, and Redstone Arsenal in Alabama. Those sites were chosen after an evaluation of mission-critical installations, energy requirements and resiliency gaps, power infrastructure, environmental, and technical considerations.
Heads up if you use the Army's education benefits, as they just released changes to the voluntary education policy.
So the fiscal year annual cap for tuition assistance was raised from $4,000 to $4,500, while the semester hour cap increased from 16 to 18 hours. The ceiling for tuition assistance remains at $250 per semester hour.
The credentialing assistance cap was cut in half from $4,000 down to $2,000. Additionally, there is a lifetime cap of 3 credentials per 10 years of service.
For more information, you can check out the full ALAR Act 102-2025 on the Army Pub's website, listed on your screen. And a report from the Government Accountability Office says that the Pentagon's missions and personnel are increasingly vulnerable to malicious actors who can disrupt operations by collecting digital information from data brokers, websites, and other sources.
The audit looked into 10 War Department components, including all military services, the NSA, and U.S. Cyber Command. It found that all but one organization did not consistently train personnel on the risks of digital information available to the public.
War Secretary Pete Hegseth visited DARPA's offices earlier this month to speak to industry experts about their current projects. One
of the projects the Secretary was able to view was the Aircrew Labor in Cockpit Automation System, which allows troops to pilot a flight path or plot a flight path and parameter for the helicopter and fly it remotely.
So the new system will eventually enable non-pilots to fly similar aviation platforms without having to be on board or attend flight school.
The U.S. Army and Japanese Self-Defense Force collaborate every year for Rising Thunder, an exercise aimed at strengthening the interoperability of both nations' forces.
Rising Thunder consisted of training that included artillery strikes, small arms weapons ranges, and a combined arms live fire exercise. Units participated in this year's iteration, included the 7th Infantry Division and the 16th Combat Aviation Brigade, both out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
Rising Thunder 25 highlighted the base's critical role in ensuring warfighting readiness. Well, still ahead, following the suspension of an OBGYN at Fort Hood for filming his patients during procedures, the Army has launched an investigation into the post's hospital policies to ensure they are protecting patients. Coming up after this break, we'll have that story and the rest of your national military headlines.
When the workday is wrapping up and you're ready to start your evening, get your news first. The first look at what's happening in your community.
First responders in Jefferson County worked to extinguish a semi-truck fire.
Your first look at weather approaching Texoma.
We're just going to see dry conditions, mostly sunny skies.
And your first glimpse of impacts for your day ahead.
A new scholarship program is coming to Oklahoma State.
You can even watch on the 7 News app from wherever you are.
Right now I'm here at 2nd and Up.
Don't wait to see the news that affects you. Know first with 7 News at 4 p.m.
Leaders at Fort Hood are investigating the installation hospital's policies after an OBGYN was accused of secretly recording his exams.
Military healthcare policies dictate that doctors accommodate patients' requests for a chaperone during exams. However, women who saw Major Blaine McGraw have reported that he was able to take advantage of them because they were in the room alone with him.
Fort Hood is reviewing the hospital's systems, policies, and other areas related to the situation to ensure that they are keeping patients safe.
Well, soldiers with the 1st Armored Division at Fort Bliss took part in the Iron Heroes competition this week in New Mexico.
Olivia Vara had a chance to catch up with some of the soldiers involved in the competition, which involved tanks and battle readiness in the desert.
Opportunities like this don't come often.
First Sergeant Quintero is one of the people overseeing this tank competition, which serves as a training exercise.
Just go out there and do the best, and crews already know they're the best. They're just proving it to everybody else who is the best at the end of the day.
And after months of preparation, these soldiers have the chance to showcase their skills. Tanks slowly move across the desert, traversing their surroundings and firing off shots. Several 4 crew member tank teams participated. The competition was all about hitting their targets. They looked like enemy vehicles out in the desert.
It makes me feel proud. It's nice watching other crews get together, challenge each other. You don't get that often.
First Sergeant Quintero says these events are about more than competition.
Events like this are important. It builds camaraderie.
Man, sorry, I was distracted by looking at the tanks on screen. I love to see stuff like that. Obviously, being a retired Army guy, it's pretty awesome.
So the winner of this competition will go on to represent the division at another competition called the Sullivan Cup, which will be held at Fort Benning in Georgia come the springtime.
That's right. Well, the USS Wichita left its current home at Naval Station Mayport to support U.S. NORTHCOM border operations this month.
Wichita will be taking over for the USS St. Louis. NORTHCOM is working together with the Department of Homeland Security to augment U.S. Customs and Border Protection along the southern border with additional military forces.
Since entering the Gulf of America, the St. Louis received support from the Valkyries of Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 50 Detachment 5 and embarked on Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment 408 to prevent the flow of illegal drugs and other activity.
Well, the War Department has updated their bronze plaques that adorn 2 of the Pentagon's entrances.
So the newly minted plaques reflect the Department of Defense's transition to the Department of War.
In early September, President Trump signed an executive order changing the name of the Defense Department back to the War Department, a name the department held for more than 150 years.
Now, Secretary Hegseth says the new name also reflects a new ethos for the department. The Department of Defense remains the legal name. Only Congress can amend or replace the statutory titles.
Well, a Georgia firefighter who previously served in the Army is back in warrior mode, and he hopes to set a world record.
Trent Williams, like many veterans, struggled to adjust to civilian life after he was medically discharged from the Army. He says at one point he was living in his car outside the VA in Oklahoma City and was contemplating suicide. However, he found the strength to carry on and is using his story to motivate others and nabbed the Guinness World Record for heaviest weighted tricep dips.
Williams now works the nonprofit Stop Out the Stigma to remind first responders that it's possible to work through trauma with the right support and determination.
It's how I experience life now. Like, I want other people to have that. My girls and wife got to see me become a world champion, best in the world.
Wow, Williams is definitely an example of pulling through even the heaviest burdens of despair, and he wants others to know they can do it too.
First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Ulysses Garcia.
And right now we're dealing with overall quiet conditions here in our Ashley Home Store Tower, Cayman, Burke, Burnett. Looking at your temperatures currently, though, mostly in the 50s here, 56 in Lawton, 48 in Chickasha, 45 in Elk City, 53 in Altus, 53 at the Falls, 59 in Bowie, 65 in Jacksboro, 49 in Paducah. So definitely quite a range of temperatures across the region. However, though, we are starting to see the cloud cover kind of make its way in. We can see some showers already over El Paso, making its way through parts of New Mexico. A lot of the bulk of the activity still off towards parts of Arizona and Nevada and California, but that will all push towards the east here as we go through the next 48 hours. Throughout the day, mostly cloudy skies. Can rule out a stray shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Going into tonight, it's really when those chances begin to ramp up. Going into your Thursday morning, we'll continue with showers and storms throughout the day on Thursday, and then finally begin to wind down as we go into your Thursday night across the area. We do have that chance for an isolated strong to severe storm here as we go into tonight for most of the region, and the concerns here are going to be ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts from 5 to 10 p.m. Looking at your morning PT forecast at Fort Sill, we're going to be dealing with mainly the 50s here before warming up to right around 60 by 9 a.m. By this afternoon, we'll already push into the upper 70s, 77 degrees. Keep in mind those clouds may even keep it down a little bit more. Tonight we'll drop down to 61 degrees, scattered showers and thunderstorms. The record warm low for tomorrow is 63 degrees, and as we look at the next 7 days, we'll be hovering around 70, mid 60s throughout the weekend. Another chance of rain early next week.
Good to see that rain coming back on the forecast.
Definitely need some rain for sure. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching Good Morning Fort Sill.